In this video, I'll be attempting to beat Pokemon Scarlet using only shiny starter Pokemon. To make it a bit more challenging, I added some rules. During this playthrough, I was not allowed to overlevel my Pokemon. I also wasn't allowed to use the new terrestrialization ability. And the final rule being, if one of my Pokemon dies, I have to restart the game and do the battle over. Believe me, this took a while. Yes! If you do enjoy content like this, please let me know by leaving a like and leaving a comment. I'm new to this, so let me know how you think this video ended up being. With all that said, let's start this challenge. Just as in any other playthrough, I customized my character to look as closely as shiny Trico as I could, named myself Lucky27, see my mom hit on the director of my new school. Wait, that's kinda weird. And then I met the 3 starters of this generation: Quaxly, Fuecoco and Sprigatito. I went for a walk with all 3 of them, but I did not enjoy any of them, because they were not shiny. Either way, I had to pick one, so I picked Quaxly and named him Boxed, because he was going to be boxed for the rest of this run. Boxed was quite mad about this decision, and took out his rage on Nemona and Arven. At this point in the game, you can start trading. So what I did is I opened another save file on my Pokemon Scarlet and started breeding all my starters with a foreign Ditto. As you probably expect, this took a long time, but before I tell you how long and how many eggs it took, I'll introduce you to all 6 of them. Wait, no way! Yes! Oh my god, what? What? This is Barb, my first ever shiny Charmander, and also the first member of my team. Barb is kinda camera shy, but she's gonna be a real good addition to my team. I actually have a theme for all these names. If you do know it, let me know in the comments below. What? No way! The same spot! On the same spot! This is Murray. He's a goofy looking guy, but he's gonna be the tank of this team. Oh! 607! Let's go! 607x! Our next teammate, Alexi the Score Bunny, is actually really overpowered, because he's got a 130 base power move, being High Jump Kick as one of his first moves. Oh yes, that's it! That's it! After getting faked by the game, I actually got the shiny Quaxly a couple days later, but I wasn't recording my reaction, so this is the clip. This little duck is called Hopper. Welcome in the team, Hopper. Next up is my shiny Froakie. I actually didn't record this one, I started recording right after the egg hatched. This little fella is called Grigory and he's gonna be the speediest Pokemon in our team. Oh my god, shiny Sprigatito, yes! Oh my god, yes! Let's go! And there she is, the last and final member of our team, called L, the shiny Sprigatito. With an average of 1 egg per minute, these 3,101 eggs would have taken me at least 51 hours to complete, but I would say it's probably even close to 60 or 70 because I've just been grinding this for so long. If that doesn't deserve your like, I don't know what does. But now, with all of the 6 shinies traded to my other account, it's actually time to start the challenge. I started off with catching a Lechonk, so I could get just a little bit of XP to gain the first couple of levels. When I was strong enough, I started battling trainers, and then I got to the Nemona fight. Nemona starts off by sending Fuecoco out, which I can take out with Grigory with a couple of water guns. Then she sends out Palmy and she terrestrializes him. I switch into Alexi and I let him finish it off with a couple of high jump kicks. After unlocking all of the 3 story paths of this game, it was time to do the first gym test, which in this game is olive rolling. Since I'm one of the best olive rollers in real life, this was an easy task. After finishing the gym test, it's time to actually challenge the gym leader Katie. She starts out by sending out Nimble, and I start out by sending Barb. Barb is quicker, so she outspeeds and hits him with an Ember. The Nimble then hits back with a double kick, which does barely any damage, and another Ember by Barb finishes the job. I then switch in Murray as she switches into Tarantula. A single Incinerate is enough to take the Tarantula out, and she sends in her last Pokemon. I send in Alexi as she sends in her ace, Teddiursa. She terrestrializes her Teddiursa, which makes it only a bug type, so I hit her with a couple of Embers and I finish the job. Then, before we can even get the badge, this happens. Yo, Alexi is evolving already? Level 16? I don't think I've ever seen this. Oh wow, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. He has his hands in his pockets. Oh, that's really cool. Already MVP of the... Oh, Murray as well? Come on, this can't be happening. This is too good. Yo, look at that. I think out of the 3, this is the worst looking one though of the line. With completing the first gym and getting my first 2 evolved Pokemon, it was time to move on to the first Titan Pokemon. I send in L, who gets hit by a Rock Smash, lowering its defense. In return, L hits a hard Magical Leaf, leaving him with less than half his life. Just to be safe, I send in Hopper, who gets hit by a Vice Grip, but then returns with an Aqua Jet, finishing the first stage of the Titan. For the second phase of this fight, I send in L again, who does a good amount of damage doing 2 Magical Leaves. I then switch out to Hopper, who finishes the fight off with 2 Aqua Jets. After beating the Titan, L evolved into his second stage. And then, something really funny happened. Let's go! Let's go! There's 2 Hoppers. Oh, that's funny. Look at the other one. Oh, that looks cool too. After getting the first Titan badge from Arven, it was time to do the second gym. Whilst doing the gym test, Barb hit level 16 and started evolving. Oh, Charmander. Let's go, we're gonna get a Charmeleon. I've not seen this on this game as well. Never had a shiny Charmeleon actually. Oh wow. I don't think it looks that much different. Then it was time to challenge the second gym in this run, being Gym Leader Brassius. With him just being a grass type gym, this was gonna be easy. He sent out his Petilil. I send out Alexi, who gets put to sleep in the first turn. I switch in Murray, who takes a little bit of damage and then incinerates the Petilil. Then Brassius sends in his little Smoliv, who I can take out with just 2 Incinerates. As his last Pokemon, Brassius sends out Sudowoodo, who he terrestrializes into a fully grass type. I find out I have to hit 3 Incinerates before this Sudowoodo gets knocked out, and he also has a rock type move, so if he does hit me with that, I'll have to switch out. I get hit by 2 Trailblazers, which doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does give him a speed boost. And then, just before I knock him out, he does a rock throw and outspeeds me, leaving me with just 4 HP left. Luckily, I just needed to do the last move. I hit it, finish the gym, and get the second badge from Brassius. On our way to the next Titan fight, Grigory evolved into its second form, and I have to admit, this is probably one of the best shiny lines there is in Pokemon. After playing some dodgeball, we get to the top of this mountain where there's the next Titan fight. This is where the run gets a little bit more complicated, because this Titan actually has some really good moves against my team. But after 3 failed attempts, the 4th one was the one we got it on. I start off by sending Murray in, who gets hit by a Pluck, but then hits a Yawn, which makes the Titan fall asleep in the next turn. Murray gets hit by another Pluck before incinerating the Titan, hitting a critical hit before he falls asleep. Another Incinerate, being boosted by its Blaze ability, knocks the Titan out, going into the second stage. Since you can't change your team in between these 2 stages, I have to switch out as first turn to Alexi, who gets hit hard by Rock Throw, leaving him just with 9 HP left. So I have to switch out to Grigory, who gets hit by Torment, before Arven's Neckley does some great damage with Rock Throw. Grigory then outspeeds and hits him with a Smoke Screen, making its accuracy go down. This really didn't matter though, because Grigory gets hit by a Wing Attack, taking it down to 16 HP. Just to be safe, I send in Hopper. Neckley gets another hard hit with Smackdown, leaving him just with a bit of HP left, which Hopper is able to take out. And there it is, the second Titan badge. On my way to the next objective, I meet this guy called Clive. And here's my first reaction to this fella. Yo, who's this? This is already the coolest character. Clive, what up, dude? Me being happy didn't last long though, because next up was the boss of Team Star's Dark Crew, Giacomo. I could tell you all about how annoying this was, but I'll just show you the clips. No! No! No, not Wicked Talk. No! Yes! Oh my god. Come on. No! No! Oh my god. The more I battled this guy, the better I got at it. And after 7 tries, this was the try I actually finished it on. I start the fight off by sending out Murray, as he sends out Pawniard. His Pawniard outspeeds and hits me first with his aerial ace, doing just a little bit of damage. Murray then easily one-shots the Pawniard, leaving him with his last Pokemon, the big Starmobile. Murray gets hit by a Wicked Talk and hits back with an Incinerate, doing a little bit of damage. Next turn, the Starmobile hits me with a Metal Sound, making my special defense go down. Murray hits another Incinerate, leaving him with 3/4 of his life bar. I then get hit by a Snarl, just leaving me with 1 HP. I get another Incinerate in before switching to Gregory. Gregory easily survives the move Swift, but then gets hit hard by Wicked Talk. Gregory then hits the Starmobile with a Water Pulse, leaving him with less than half his health left. I then send in Bob, who takes another Wicked Talk, leaving him with over half his life left, and then hits the Starmobile with a Fire Fang. I send in Hopper, who gets hit by a Snarl, which doesn't do a lot of damage. The following Wicked Talk does massive damage though, leaving me with just 25 HP left. Hopper gets to hit a Low Sweep, doing massive damage, leaving it with just a bit of health left. So it's time to switch into Alexi, who gets hit by Wicked Talk and the Metal Sound, but still manages to finish the Starmobile off with a couple of double kicks. Yes! Hit again! Yes! Annoying engine, dude. Oh my god, get me out of here. After receiving the second Team Star badge, it was time to challenge Nemona once again. She starts off by sending out her Rockruff, who easily gets one shot by my Gregory. Next up is Palmy, who gets hit by a Fire Fang by Bob, which does get Bob paralyzed for a couple of moves. But after hanging on for a little bit, Bob takes Palmy out with another Fire Fang. As the last Pokemon, she sends out Crocalor, who I counter by sending out Hopper. She terrestrializes her Pokemon as Hopper hits a Water Pulse, doing over half damage. Hopper then gets yawned, but it doesn't matter because he takes the Crocalor out with the next Water Pulse, winning us the fight against Nemona once again. These fights will get way harder during this playthrough. After that easy win on Nemona, it was time to do the next gym. And as a gym test, for this gym, you need to find Director Clavel. Oh my god, we're doing hide and seek. Where is he? Where is he? It's definitely not this one. Or this one, is it? Maybe it's this one. How they make it this easy? After finally finding Clavel, it was time to actually challenge the gym leader Iono. I would be lying if I said I finished this fight in 1 try though. Oh my god. No, he missed. No, that's gonna kill me. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead again. Oh! This streamer girl took me 9 tries, which in total playtime is 1.5 hours. But just like in all the other fights, I found out a strategy and I beat her in my 10th attempt. I start the fight off with Barb, who gets a Fire Fang and the burn on the Wattrel. The Wattrel then hits Bob for minimal damage with Spark. Bob gets paralyzed by the Spark as well, so he eats his berry to get rid of that. A second Fire Fang is enough to take the Wattrel out, making Iona send in her next Pokemon. I send in L against her Bellibolt. I then outspeed the Bellibolt and I get a Seed Bomb in, as Bellibolt hits back with a Spark. Another Seed Bomb then critical hits the Bellibolt, which gives me an advantage. I need one more to knock it out now. It once again uses Spark, hitting me to 25 health left. I got lucky and didn't get paralyzed, so I hit the last Seed Bomb, knocking the Bellibolt out. For her next Pokemon, I send in Alexi, as she sends out her Luxio. Alexi then hits a Mud Shot, doing just under half its life. Iono then gets lucky by getting a critical hit on the next Spark, doing massive damage to my Alexi. I risk losing this attempt by using High Jump Kink, but luckily it connects this time and knocks out the Luxio. I send in Barb again as she sends out her ace, Mismagius. She then terrestrializes the Mismagius, which makes it have no weaknesses anymore. She outspeeds and hit me with a Confuse Ray. Even though confused, Bob hits a Fire Fang. I then get hit by a Hex, doing massive damage, leaving me with just 27 HP left. On the next turn, Bob snaps out of his confusion and hits another Fire Fang. I can't risk Bob getting hit again, so I switch in Murray, who gets hit by a Hex, doing quite a lot of damage. She outspeeds again and hits us with another Confuse Ray. I get lucky again, and Murray Murray hits an Incinerate even though he's confused. The Mismagius hits me with another Hex, taking me down to 11 health. This is all or nothing. If Murray hits himself in confusion, this attempt is over. But he doesn't. He pulls through. Yes! Please be crit. Yes! Yes! Oh my god, this took so long. Yes! Yes! Oh, this must have taken 1.5 hours to just beat this stupid streamer girl. Oh my god, let's go! Woo! And I get the next badge from Iono. The boss of Team Star's fire crew, Mela, was actually the next badge on the list. With a team of 3 fire Pokemon and 2 water Pokemon, this fight was going to be really easy to beat. She sends out Torkoal, whose ability is to put up the sunlight, boosting the fire type's moves. I send out Gregory, who can take it out by just a couple of water pulses. Her second and last Pokemon is actually the Starmobile, which is quite bulky. I switch out to Hopper, who takes a Blazing Torque and hits an Aqua Cutter for just a little bit of damage. Another Blazing Torque takes Hopper down to 11 health, so after one more Aqua Cutter, it's time to switch out. Alexi comes out and hits a Mud Shot, as the Starmobile hits it with the Overheat. I then get very lucky by hitting 3 high jump kicks in a row, taking the Starmobile down to just a little bit of life left. I have to switch out to Murray, and he takes the Starmobile out with just a couple of bites, beating the leader of the Team Star fire crew, Mela, and giving us our 7th badge in this adventure. Whilst just running around in this rocky area, I stumbled upon this big worm. When I got close to it, it just ran off. After running for a couple of times, it actually did this. And started a battle with me. Since Hopper knows some really good fighting moves, this was just too easy, and I beat it in my first attempt. Then it was time for the next gym leader, Kofu. With 2 water types on my team and 1 grass type, I thought this fight was going to be really easy. But it turned out this fight was harder than it looked. Okay. After Kofu clapping me for 4 times, it was finally time to beat him. He starts off by sending in his Veluza. I send in my only grass type, L. I use Hone Claws just once to up my attack. The Veluza then uses Pluck, which does 50 damage. I can't take another hit, so I start attacking. Just one attack boosted Seed Bomb takes out the Veluza and makes him send in his next Pokemon. I decide to stay in with L, and she takes a headbutt from the incoming Wugtrio. It makes a flinch, so I have to switch out. I switch in Hopper, who takes 2 headbutts from the Wugtrio. Then Hopper gets a little bit of damage off using Wing Attack before he gets hit by another headbutt, leaving him with just 8 HP. This means I have to switch him out. I switch into my Alexi, who gets hit by a headbutt before getting hit by a water pulse, leaving him with just a little bit of HP left. He also gets confused, so I thought this run was gonna be over for sure. Alexi hits himself in confusion before I switch out to Gregory. Gregory gets hit by a water pulse, also leaving him with a confusion. At this point, I thought this run was dead. He gets hit by another headbutt from the Wugtrio, and he flinches. At this point, I was just ready to reset the game. After surviving another headbutt on 7 HP, he uses Trailblaze and actually takes out the Wugtrio. This gave me a little bit of hope. Knowing Kofu is gonna send out his last Pokemon, being Crabominable, don't know how to pronounce this name. I send out L, who's actually still on low HP from the Veluza. Really thinking this fight was gonna be over either way, I just used Seed Bomb with L and hope for the best. Oh! Oh my god, I did not expect to kill! What? I should have done this from the start! Oh my god, this took so many tries again. Literally so many tries. And that's how, even though I thought this fight was going to be lost for sure, I still beat Gym Leader Kofu. And I went on to the next badge. Oh my god, No, he killed... Hoe gaat hij dood? 11 HP van poison. But then... I'm dead! I'm dead. Okay, dead again. This part of the video might be all of yours favorite part, because this fight was just so hard to do. The Team Star Poison crew, being led by Edicus, must have been the hardest fight I've ever done in any Pokemon game ever. This fight took me at least, and I'm not kidding when I say this, at least at bare minimum 40 attempts. Which every attempt I did took me 10 minutes to get through the stupid free roaming Pokemon stuff and then losing it over and over and over again. This fight got me on edge. This fight got me really nasty. I hated the time playing this game during this fight. I beat it after at least 40 attempts. I'm just gonna keep it at 40. I don't care. I recorded 25 of them. You'll see all my reactions to all 25 of them. And for the rest of this, I would say enjoy how I beat this, because this took everything from me. And you'll hear at the end. You'll for sure hear at the end that it took literally everything. Enjoy this fight, guys. Enjoy this fight. She starts the battle off by sending in Skuntank, who uses Venoshock on my Murray. Murray hits a yawn and then protects on the next move, making her Pokemon fall asleep. I can then finish off the sleeping Pokemon by just using 2 flamethrowers. She then sends out her first Revavroom, which I send out Bob on. Bob then gets hit by a super effective Bulldoze, doing a lot of damage, but actually activating her Blaze ability, making her next move have enough power to take out the Revavroom in 1 hit. She then sends out Muck, which I send out Murray again, and I do the same strategy as I did on the first Pokemon. Whilst her Muck is still asleep, I send in Grigory, who uses Smokescreen. After hitting just 1 Smokescreen, her Muck wakes up and hits me with a Sludge Wave, doing quite a lot of damage. Grigory then hits it with another Smokescreen, making its accuracy go down even more. Because of the 2 Smokescreens, the Muck then misses his next move, making me able to do another Smokescreen. After another miss and another Smokescreen and then another miss and then another Smokescreen and then another miss and then another Smokescreen, I get it down to -6 accuracy, making it the lowest accuracy it could have. Even though having -6 accuracy, it still hits me with another Sludge Wave, taking me down to over half HP. After doing a couple of Swords Dances with Grigory, I don't want to risk it anymore, and I switch out to my actual Pokemon I want to finish this battle with. I send out Alexi, who starts off strong by avoiding the first attack of the Muck. I then start setting up by using Bulk Up, which makes my attack go up by 1 stage every time I use it, and my defense go up by 1 stage every time I use it. After doing this for 6 times, I'm +6 attack and +6 defense. I switch over to another setup move, being Agility, making my speed go up by 2 stages every time I use it. I use it 3 times and make my rabbit as speedy as I can. After being fully set up, it's time to take out this Muck. I take it out with just 1 Fire Fang. She sends out her last Pokemon, being another Revavroom, but actually the Team Starmobile. Because of my +6 speed, I hit first, and I hit hard with a Fire Fang. It then hits me back with a Smog, which doesn't damage me too much. I then connect another Fire Fang, and at this point I think this battle is in the pocket. Just listen to how I was reacting to this fight. I've done it, 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 I've done it. Oh my god, this took like over probably like 9 hours of playing just this one thing. Hit! No, I missed! No! No, please don't do the noxious door. Yes, it do Smog! I think because it's my defense being so high. Come on, do it. Do the Fire Fang. Do the Fire Fang. Hey, hit! No, don't miss again! Oh my god! Don't miss again! Oh, don't miss again. That doesn't do anything. Let's go! Oh my god, Fire Fang! Miss! Again! Ah! Please! No, it's over half now. Please! Missed again! You freaking... No! Don't miss! Don't miss! Please stop using Smog. Hit! Oh my god, it's missed again! It's gonna kill me by doing this. But then, after missing so many attacks in a row and really sweating up until the end, it was finally time to beat the Poison Team Starbase. Stop using Smog! Hit! Yes! You... yeah! Yes! Yes! Oh my god, after 9+ hours, I've finally got this fight done. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm about to cry. That was so hard. That was so hard. That was the worst thing I've ever done in Pokemon. This took so long. Oh my god. Let's go. Let's go. After spending so many hours on that one fight, I thought it was time for something a little bit more normal. And by normal, of course, I mean the coolest character in this whole game, which is Larry, the normal type gym leader. Just before I actually got to the gym fight, Alexi evolved once more and turned into the beast that is Cinderace. Having him on the team made this fight so easy. I'm not even gonna show you most of it, but here's the highlights of it. Yep, those were the highlights, just a couple of high jump kicks and this fight was over. But after the fight I actually got a great surprise. Oh! No way! Oh, that's actually really sick! Charizard! I've never had a Charizard in any of my games ever. Oh my god, that looks fire! Oh my god, Bob looks crazy. Oh, another one! Let's go! They're all turning into the next ones. Larry's the MVP. He made all my Pokemon evolve. Yo, look at this one. Oh, there's another one! Florigato! Let's go! A Sprigatito is actually turning into the beast. Oh, it's gonna learn Flow Trick. Yo, the rest of this playthrough is gonna be easy now. Meowscarada, let's go! I love this shiny. People really don't like it, but I truly do love it. And that's Larry done. On to the next badge. Before I went to the next Titan, I had to beat Nemoda once more though. But just like the last time, this really wasn't that hard of a fight. After the fight, I evolved the last couple of members of my team. What am I looking at? What is this evolution screen? Let's go! This is probably the best shiny I can this team. Oh my god, look at that. Why are you not in the screen though? Yes! And the last one. This thing is so sick. I love the little thing on his nose. Look at what I'm sending out. Oh my god, this is the best team I've ever had. Look at all these. Why is Charizard so small? And with my now fully evolved team, it was time to take on the next batch, which is the big desert elephant. Once again with this fight, I don't have much to show because I just took him out with a couple of aqua jets and aqua cutters, so I'll just move on to the next batch. After finishing the challenge for the Alphanada gym, I actually found out I missed out on one gym, being the Montenevra gym. I should have done that gym before I did the Earth Titan, but I forgot, and I was now over leveled. So this gym was simply a pushover, one-shotting every single Pokemon she had, one by one by one. Which is kinda sad, because I think this gym would be a nice little challenge for our team. Before I got the chance to do the Psychic gym, Nemona challenged me once more, now with some evolved Pokemon. Even though evolved, it didn't matter that much because I just beat the team at the same way I did last time, and I probably will do the same next time. So then it was time to move over to the Psychic gym. Gym leader Tulip sends out a Farigiraf. I counter by using L, who hits hard with a Night Slash, doing about 80% of its health bar. She then hits back with a Crunch, not doing too much damage before I finish the fight off with another Night Slash, making her send out her second Pokemon. I send out Murray as she sends out her Gardevoir, and I take it out by using Shadow Ball. Her Espatra comes out, and I send out L, who takes it out with just a single Night Slash. Then she sends out her ace, Florges, and she terrestrializes it into a fully Psychic type, which basically just makes my Night Slash even more effective. So I one-hit the Florges, and I get my 14 badge. 4 more to go. For the 15 badge, I had to fight Gym Leader Grusha, who's actually the last gym leader in this whole game. She starts the fight off by sending out Frostmoth, which I hit with a flamethrower, one-shotting it with Bob. She then sends out Titan, who can take one hit of flamethrower and hits me back with a liquidation, doing a little bit of damage to my Bob, but another flamethrower is enough to take it out. Next up, she sends out Beartic, which I can take out with just another flamethrower by Bob. She then sends out Altaria, which I thought was going to be a problem, but she terrestrializes it into a fully ice type, making it weak to the flamethrower of my Bob, so I also take that one out in just one hit. Barb was on fire for this gym, and it could not have been easier than this. Next up for badge number 16 was another Team Star base, which actually made me really afraid that I was gonna do the same thing as last time, taking me over 9 hours to beat. So for my first attempt, I didn't set up anything, I didn't think about it too much, and I just jumped into the fight. Ortega starts off the fight by sending out her Azumarill, who's weak to grass type moves, so I use L to hit a super effective, critical hit guaranteed Flower Trick, who one-shots the Azumarill. I then send out Alexi on the incoming Wigglytuff. Alexi then just needs one gong shot to take out the Wigglytuff. She then sends in Dashbun, who makes my attack go down by using Baby Doll Eyes, making my gong shot a 2-shot on him. At last, the Pokemon that I was really afraid of, the Team Starmobile. It outspeeds me and hits me with a Steamroller, not doing too much damage. With my attack still lowered, the gong shot I do doesn't hit too hard. It then confuses me, which makes me hit myself in confusion, and then hits me with a Magical Talk, taking me down to almost half life. I then connect another gong shot before I switch out to Bob. Bob then gets hit by a Magical Talk and a Confuse Ray, but still manages to hit the Starmobile a couple of times with Flamethrower, taking it out and giving me my 16th badge in this playthrough, leaving me with just 2 badges to go. Believe me when I say this, I was really happy to beat this fight in just one attempt. And then it was time for the last Titan fight, being this little fish, who gets eaten by the big fish, so I take out the big fish, and then I have to fight the small fish. And then I beat them both, get the Titan badge, and move on to the next badge. I'm not crying, boys. This is so cute. I love this spawn. But you wanna know what I didn't love? What? Super effective. Damn. No. But to be honest, after that Team Star poison base, this didn't bother me too much, because after 5 attempts, this is what happened. She starts the battle off by sending out her Toxicroak, which I know I can take out with just one air slash with Bob. Her Passimian then comes out, which I can take out easily with another air slash with Bob. She sends out her Lucario, and I send out my Murray, who gets hit hard by a Dark Pulse. But the Lucario being part Steel type makes it go down by hitting just one Torch Song. I then send out Bob again on the incoming Annihilate, who hits hard with another air slash, making the Annihilate flinch as well, so it's an easy 2-hit. And of course, as a last Pokemon, she uses the Starmobile itself. Luckily for me, she starts setting up a little bit before hitting me with a fighting type move that doesn't damage me too much, so I can just take it out with a couple of air slashes, winning me my final Team Star base badge, and also my final badge in this full playthrough. After beating all the Team Star bases, it was time to beat their boss, being Director Clavel. He starts off by using Oranguru, who gets hit by a Night Slash by my L. Before going down by another Night Slash, he sets up Reflect, which makes all the physical moves by my team do less damage. He then sends out his next Pokemon, being Gyarados. L hits him with a Power Gem, doing just above half damage. It then hits L back with a Stone Edge, doing massive damage. I risk losing this attempt by using the same move again, and I barely survive on 8 health. So I outspeed, hit him again, and finish the Gyarados off with just 8 health remaining. Clavel then sends out his Abomasnow, and I counter by sending out Murray, who one-hits the Abomasnow with just one Torch Song. Next up is his Poltergeist, who goes down to just a single Shadow Ball, being special attack boosted by the Torch Song before. I then send out Hopper on his incoming Houndoom. For some reason his Thunder Fang doesn't do too much damage, so I can take it out with just a single Liquidation. Last but not least, he sends in his Meowscarada, who terrestrializes into a fully Grass type, and then outspeeds my Bob by using Thunder Punch, doing quite a little bit of damage, but just a single Flamethrower takes out the Meowscarada being fully Grass type, and I win the fight against Clavel. After this fight, he tells us he's not really the boss of Team Star, and it's actually Penny, so next up is the fight with Penny. Penny starts off the fight by playing this sick tune. In the actual fight, she starts off by sending out Umbreon, who uses Baby Doll Eyes, making my attack go down. With my attack being lowered, it takes Alexi 2 high jump kicks to take down this Umbreon. Next up is her Vaporeon, who goes down to just a single Flower Trick by Meowscarada. She then sends out her next Pokemon, being Leafeon, who goes down by a single Torch Song by Murray. Her Jolteon comes out, and I don't really have anything to counter her Jolteon, except for Gregory having the move Dig. Even though Dig is super effective against the Jolteon, it doesn't finish it off in one hit, making me really vulnerable for the next hit. Thinking I'm playing it out smart, I switch out to Bob. But as I did it, I found out Bob is actually a flying type, which is also really weak to electric moves. I get really lucky though, and he uses Baby Doll Eyes on my incoming Bob, which makes me able to finish the fight off with Bob. Next up is her fire Pokemon Flareon, and I switch in Hopper, who hits it 2 times with Water Balls, taking it down. And of course, last but not least, she sends out her Sylveon, and she terrestrializes it into a fully fairy type. I switch in Alexi, who takes a Shadow Ball before hitting it with a Gunk Shot of his own, one-shotting the Sylveon, and beating the last fight for the Team Star path. Let's go! Starfalls 3 complete! After completing Starfalls 3, it was time to complete the Path of Legends. To do this, I had to fight Arven, who starts off the fight by sending out Greedent. Alexi makes quick work of the Greedent by using high jump kick on it, making it go down in one hit. He then sends out this Minecraft character that I don't know the name of, who gets hit by another high jump kick before setting up Stealth Rock. I finish it off with another high jump kick, and he sends out his next Pokemon. His Toedscruel hits me with a Sludge Bomb before I hit it with an Air Slash, doing some big damage on the Toedscruel. I don't want to risk Bob going down, so I switch into L, not thinking about the Toedscruel being a poison type. It hits me with a super effective Sludge Bomb, leaving me with just 28 health left. Luckily, Elle can use a U-turn before she gets taken down. Arven then sends out his Cloyster, and I stay in with L, risking this attempt. But the super effective critical hit Flower Trick does enough to take out the Cloyster in one hit. He then sends out his co-villain and I send back out Alexi, who hits it with a super effective Gunk Shot, one hit KOing it, and making him send out his last but not least Pokemon, Mabosstiff. The Pokemon we actually helped by defeating all the Titan Pokemon. He terrestrializes his dog into a fully dark type, making it weak to fighting type moves. So Alexi hits it with a high jump kick before getting hit by a crunch, and then takes it out by using another high jump kick, defeating Arven and completing the Path of Legends. Yep, Path of Legends complete. Next up in this challenge was the Elite Four. The first member of the Elite Four being Rika, who specializes in ground type Pokemon. She starts the battle off by sending out Whiscash, who goes down by a single Flower Trick. Next up is her Camerupt, who goes down to a single Liquidation. Her Donphan actually survives a hit because it has the Sturdy ability, leaving it on 1 HP. It gets the chance to hit back with an Earthquake, doing quite a lot of damage on my Hopper, but I take it out in the next move. Next up is her Dugtrio, who sets up a Sandstorm, but then gets taken down by just a single attack. As her last Pokemon, she sends out Clodsire, who can be quite a bit of a problem. Luckily for us, it terrestrializes into a fully ground type, making it really weak to grass type moves, so I take it out with just a single Flower Trick, defeating the first of the 4 Elite Four members. Next up is Poppy, who specializes in steel type Pokemon. She starts the battle off by sending out a Copperaja, who goes down to a single high jump kick by my Alexi. She sends out Bronzong, who goes down to a single Pyro Ball by Alexi once again. Just like in the last fight, her Magnezone survives on 1 health because of the ability Sturdy. It sets up Light Screen before I try and take it out with a high jump kick, but I miss the attack and I crash, doing a lot of damage on my Alexi. It then hits me with a Discharge, taking me down to 26 HP and also leaving me paralyzed. I make the same mistake as I made before, sending out Bob, who is weak to electric moves and gets hit really hard by a Discharge. Luckily next move I outspeed and I take down the Magnezone, leaving her with a last Pokemon. She sends out Tinkaton, terrestrializing it into a fully steel type. I send out Murray, who can take a Stone Edge and then hit back with a Torch Song of his own. The Tinkaton then hits me with one more Stone Edge before I can take it out with Murray with another Torch Song, giving me the second of the 4 Elite Four badges. Next up was Larry, who I already beat in his gym, so I thought this was gonna be an easy fight once again. But this time he didn't bring his normal Pokemon, he brought his flying type Pokemon. And he actually made me reset 5 times, but luckily the 6th try I got it done. He starts the battle off by sending out his Tropius, who goes down to just a single Torch Song by Murray. Next up is Staraptor, who hits us quite hard with Brave Bird before going down to another Torch Song by Murray. His Altaria then survives the Torch Song before hitting us with a Dragon Pulse of its own, doing a little bit of damage. Murray then easily finishes the Altaria off with another Torch Song. I decide to stay in with Murray on the incoming Oricorio, as my special attack has been heightened a couple of times. The Oricorio hits us with a Teeter Dance, making Murray confused. Even though confused, he does hit the Torch Song, finishing off the Oricorio in once. Next up is his Flamigo, and I don't want to risk going down to it, so I switch out to Alexi. He terrestrializes his Flamigo into a fully flying type. I decide to bulk up just once, as he hits me with a Brave Bird, doing massive damage, even though my attack and defense has been heightened. Luckily, with my attack being +1, I can take out the Flamigo in just 1 hit by using Pyro Ball, beating Larry, the 3rd of the 4 Elite Four members, leaving just 1 more Elite Four member to beat. The last Elite Four member being Hessel, who specializes in Dragon type Pokemon. He starts the battle off by sending out Neuven, who gets hit by a super effective Power Gem, doing over half its life bar. It then hits back with a super effective Air Slash, doing over half L's life bar. I outspeed and take it out with another Power Gem before I switch out to Gregory. He sends out the ugliest Pokemon I've ever seen, as I hit it with an extra sensory, doing massive damage. He then surprises me and hits me with a Thunderbolt. Luckily, Gregory can easily survive this and take it out with another extra sensory. Next up is his Flapple, who gets taken down by just a single Gunk Shot by Alexi. His next Pokemon, Hexorus, outspeeds my Hopper with a Dragon Claw. Hopper then hits back with an Ice Spinner, doing massive damage on the Hexorus. I risk resetting to a critical hit as he hits me with another Dragon Claw, leaving me with just 45 HP left. Another Ice Spinner then takes out the Hexorus, leaving him with his last Pokemon. He sends out his Baxcalibur as I send out Bob. Bob outspeeds and hits it with a Dragon Claw, doing a little bit of damage. She then gets hit by a Glaive Rush, doing massive damage, leaving me with just 45 HP left. I mess up by clicking Dragon Claw before I was thinking of switching to another Pokemon, and this happens. Oh, I clicked the same thing. Oh my god, it did it! It did it! I actually messed up so bad, and I still got the kill. I got so lucky. I got a high roll. Let's go! Let's go! There's no way I ended like that. After beating the 4th Elite Four member, it was time to beat the champion herself, Champion Geeta. She starts the fight off by sending out her Espatra, who I can take out easily with my Gregory using Night Slash. Go-Go comes out next, who gets taken down by Murray with just a single Torch Song. The same thing happens to Everlock. Being weak to fire, it gets taken out by Murray. King Gambit then comes out, but my Murray, being special attack boosted twice, takes it out with just another Torch Song to the face. I expected Faluza to give me some problems, but just a single flower trick by L takes it out. As her last Pokemon, she sends out Glimora, who terrestrializes into a fully rock-type Pokemon. Hopper comes out and connects a Hydro Cannon, taking it out in just one hit. This champion fight must have been the easiest one I've ever done in any Pokemon game. And now, there's just 2 more fights to go before I end this playthrough. Before I could go down to Area 0, there was one more fight with Nemona I had to do. This fight felt more like a champion fight than Geeta did. As for the first 7 attempts, she kept beating me over and over and over, until I got this attempt. As her first Pokemon, Nemona sends out her Lycanroc. I start the battle off with Gregory, who hits a super effective Liquidation to take out the Lycanroc in one hit. Next up is her Palmot. I stay in with Gregory as I hit a super effective Extrasensory, one hit KOing. She sends out her Earthworm, who goes down by a single Torch Song. Next up is one of her best Pokemons, being Goodra. I send out Hopper, who uses Ice Spinner and gets the Goodra down to 1/3 health. It then hits me back with a Dragon Pulse, doing about half Hopper's health. I use another Ice Spinner that does enough to take out the Goodra, making her send in her next Pokemon, being the Dunsparce. Alexi easily takes the Dunsparce down with a single high jump kick, leaving her with her final Pokemon, being Skeledirge. She terrestrializes it into a fully fire type, and I switch in to Gregory. I hit a Liquidation, doing about 70% of his health bar, as he hits me with an Earth Power, which I can tank, and I hit it again with another Liquidation, taking out Nemona for the last time, and also finishing Victory Road, making me ready for the last battle of this game. Dab. How does he read that? Survive. Oh, I can't win this fight. But after these 3 failed attempts, it was time to beat AI Seda. She starts the battle off by sending out her Slitherwing, who hits the move Lunge on my Murray, lowering its attack. I really didn't care, cause Torch Song is actually a special attack, so I hit it with a Torch Song. It survives with just a little bit of health and hits me back with a Zen Headbutt. Another Torch Song finishes off the Slitherwing, and she sends out her Brute Banette. This Pokemon, being weak to fire, also gets taken down by Murray. Next up is Sandy Shocks, who hits Murray with an Earth Power, doing massive damage, before Murray takes it down with another special attack boosted Torch Song. AI Seda then sends out her Flutter Mane, and I send out L. L gets hit by a Mystical Fire, doing loads of damage on her. But then she gets lucky and hits a critical hit on the Night Slash, finishing the Flutter Mane in one hit. Her next Paradox Pokemon, being Screamtail, outspeeds my Alexi and goes for Zen Headbutt. Alexi avoids the attack though and hits it with a Gunk Shot, doing massive damage. The Screamtail does connect the next Zen Headbutt before Alexi can finish the Screamtail off with another Gunk Shot. Now she's down to her final Pokemon, being Roaring Moon. This thing is a beast. It outspeeds Hopper and hits it with a Dragon Claw, doing more than half my health bar. Hopper hits back hard with an Ice Spinner, actually getting lucky again with another critical hit. I really can't stay in with a Hopper and risk this run, so I switch out to Gregory, who I hope can take just one hit by the Roaring Moon. He gets hit by a Dragon Claw, but he survives on just 21 HP. He outspeeds, hits a Liquidation, and takes down the Roaring Moon, finishing this game, finishing this playthrough, and letting me beat this whole game with just shiny starter Pokemons. If you did enjoy this video, please let me know by subscribing, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next video.